Hi, this is Mike Peterson from Challenge Island, Oakland County East, back with another one of our Steamtastic Fridays. So we're in the middle of winter right now, so we've been talking about winter the last few weeks. Today we're going to talk about the A in STEAM and some cool things related to winter we can do with that. So of course, A stands for art, and one of the most artistic or one of the most cool things you see when you see pictures of winter are snowflakes. So today we'll talk just a little bit about how snowflakes are formed and show you how you can make some snowflakes of your own. So first, just a little bit of science to explain where we're headed here. So snowflakes are made of water, and water is made of atoms. In particular, there's two really tiny kinds of atoms that go together to make water. So here's a general picture of what that might look like if you could really zoom in on it. This is about, if you took 20 times a millionth of a meter, that's how big this would be in real life. So they're super, super small. They're really hard to see. But if you could look down that far, what you would see is two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. So if you ever hear people talk about water as being H2O, that's where that comes from. So two hydrogens and one oxygen. So when a snowflake forms, it's basically a puzzle of a bunch of hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms all put together. So when it starts forming, it would look something like this. So it gets formed in the clouds or wherever it's really cold outside. And so the hydrogen and the oxygen try to figure out, okay, how can we put ourselves together to make kind of a puzzle piece so that everybody's where they want to be and be next to each other. So the oxygens will connect to other hydrogens, the hydrogens will connect to other oxygens, and they start building up a cool shape that's a little bit like a crystal. Again, really, really small at first, but they'll keep building and building like a big puzzle, and eventually you'll get a snowflake. So here's a couple examples just to show you. Every snowflake is a little bit different, and the reason that is because they all grow in different places. Sometimes it's a little bit colder, sometimes it's a little bit warmer, sometimes there's more water in the air, sometimes there's a little tiny pieces of dirt in the air. So all those things affect what shape the snowflake takes. So here's an example of one that was off of a piece of wood, and here's another one. It's a little easier to see. So you can see all those hydrogens and oxygens connected together to kind of build that cool puzzle. And one other fun fact too, if you ever wondered why snowflakes are white, the reason that happens is when light hits off the snowflake, it kind of bounces around inside that crystal in there. So all the different colors of the light kind of move in different directions. And when we see all the different colors, that ends up looking like white to our eyeball. So that's why snowflakes look white. So let's try making a white snowflake. I'll show you quickly how you can make different kinds of snowflakes. Again, every one you're going to make is going to be different, just like how they're made in real life. So what you'd want to do this is just take a piece of paper. So regular paper works perfect for this. So I fold it in half and then fold it in half again. And then you want to pick the place that's going to be the middle of your snowflake. So you'd want that to be the corner where all those folds are kind of centering around there. So we've got to start there. So this will make a four-way snowflake so far. If I fold it again around that corner again, that'll give us 8 piece sides to our snowflake. And I'll do it one more time. We should be able to do that as long as our paper's not too thick. So here again, we keep folding around that point there until we get a lot of different folds there. Okay, now that we've got that, now we can start having some fun to make our snowflake shape. So the outside of the snowflake is going to be out here away from that center point. So I can cut a shape into that. Maybe I'll do like a little bend in there. If I want to make a cool hole in the middle of my snowflake, that's going to be down at this end. So let me go ahead and we'll make a little cut in that end as well. Okay, so we'll get that one off of there. And now we can do some cool patterns to go into the middle of it. So I could put put a triangle in there. So we can cut that piece out. Let's get him out of there. Very good. Okay. We could do like a little square. We could cut a square out. So you could do squares, you could do circles, you could do ovals, pretty much any shape you want in there. And since we're cutting through all this paper at once, we're going to get that same shape a lot of different places. Let's do one more triangle in there, just so we can see through our snowflake pretty good. So I'll get this guy out. Okay, so once we get that out, so now we just unfold it. And so we get all of those pieces of paper sorted back out again. And you can see we've got all those shapes starting to form. And so there we go. So just that one cut around the outside turned into 16 or 32 different cool pieces of our shape on the outside. You can see that one cut on the inside made that really cool star pattern in the middle. You can see all the shapes we got in the middle there as well. So, and then if you cut like more circular shapes, you might get something like that. More straight shapes, you might get something like that. So go ahead and experiment with that at home. So take any piece of paper, cut it however you want, just bend it a bunch of times at first, and you can make your own unique snowflake, just like they're made in nature. All right, with that, thank you for joining us this week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.